strive to give everyone an equal chance.
In the United States, we have one of the most unequal public school systems in the industrialized world. That also means, of course, the tools, the technologies are unequal.
At my high school, we lack computers. At any given moment, one student out of every 8 can use a computer. What I want from high school is just an opportunity to get a good education so that I can go to college.
In a society where we are increasingly defined by our access to information, and what we earn is what we learn, if you do not have access to technology, you're going to be left in the digital dark ages. This is the digital divide.
Divide means that there are a significant number of people across the country, especially in my local community, who not only don't have access to technology, to the internet and computers, but they don't have the skills to be able to use them effectively.
When we talk about diversity in tech, what we're referring to primarily is those groups that are underrepresented within the industry. Typically Blacks, Latinos, and women.
Today, we have global, federal, and locally funded projects that are actually addressing access to the digital world. We can actually visualize the day when digital broadband connectivity will be both ubiquitous and affordable.
We are here today to talk about the Microsoft Soundscape app, which is an application that allows anyone with low vision or visual impairment to be able to have mobility and independence.
Xbox Adaptive Controller, a gamer can game with one hand and one foot, or one hand and their shoulder, or even one foot and their chin.
And I can change it from game to game.
My name is Chris Gentile. I lead our diversity and inclusion programs to help bridge the digital divide at Google. Google can't achieve its mission of organizing the world's information, making it accessible and useful, until we reach everybody. And we know that there are communities who are not being reached and don't have access to the kinds of opportunities that we see every day as Googlers can help change the world.
The Digital Coaches is a program that we're creating to build out more trust and awareness in local communities across different minority small business owners.
Basically, we have a mast here. This sends wireless signals over the radio waves out to various other masts that we have throughout Norfolk. And from each of these masts, we can then distribute internet to all of our customers.
The sense of urgency and momentum that is driving people together around these issues that I haven't seen in my 15 years of doing this work. People who have never supported diversity and inclusion actively in some way in the past are now picking up the phone, calling their legislators, signing petitions, participating in protests. Companies that have been apolitical in the past are now abandoning those stances and taking very clear stands and saying more diversity and more inclusion.
2 months ago, I was speaking on a panel with the likes of Mr. Gus, the Chief Technology Officer of the CIA, the Chief Technology Officer of Air Force and TSA. And they're like, why are you here? Because the federal government's interested in creating a pipeline to cybersecurity and education. I also was a keynote speaker at an event for NSA called Computer Mania to get young women, minority women specifically, into technology.
Healing this new digital divide will take time, attention, and hard work. Tech cannot sit back on its laurels at this critical inflection point in the history of progress for diversity and inclusion. We must all take action if we're truly going to move the needle around diversity in tech.